Good morning, math people, and welcome to Solving Math with Sheraz. So, currently, we'll be doing all of this because Miss Glenn is out, and I gotta fill the shoes. So, today, we will do 1 through 7 and 1 through 7 of both tasks. Let's start with our first problem. Problem number 1. Cotangent of 39 times sine of 39. And you're probably asking, why is it multiplication? Well, if you see over here, there's actually like a parenthesis. Think of these having their own parentheses, like right there, or brackets you could say. Doesn't matter, it could be parentheses or brackets. And these are separate from each other. But they're not addition, they're not division, and they're not subtraction. They're multiplication. Just like if you would have x times y, it's not going to be x plus y, or x minus y, or x divided by y. It's going to be xy. So same thing here. We're going to be multiplying. But first step first. Cotangent is the reciprocal of tangent. So it's going to be 1 over... Whoa. Camera's getting a little out of focus. 1 over tan of 39. And then sine is just 39. Sine of 39. Alright, so we have this so far. But whoa, we got tangent, which is sine over cosine. That means, let's expand it. Because we want it all out. Helps us solve it better. Cosine 39. Times 39. Ooh, now look at this. So we have 1 divided by sine of 39 divided by cosine of 39, which is basically 1. So now we were going to multiply this thing by cosine over sine of 39. So that way we can like get rid of this double fraction, because we don't want this double division or double fraction. Yeah. But we don't want, I don't know what I was saying, double fraction, but we don't want this double division, alright? So then we're just going to move this cosine up there because we're going to multiply by cosine over sine because this is the bottom number. Like, do you know when you have x over y over z? You're going to multiply x times x over y times z over 1. Right? Because x over y stays that division problem it is. Well, this is just going to be times z over 1 because we're bringing that z up there. Let's just get you xz over y. Yep. So that's what we're doing up here. 1 cosine 39. There's no need to write the 1. I just wrote it there. I shouldn't have wrote it there, but I'll erase this one. There's no need to write the 1 because it's already implied. It's 1 when you don't write anything there. Wow. Okay. Times sine of 39. And then we just bring that down. Ooh, now did we notice something? Look at that. We can cross these out. Yeah. And then that leaves us with cosine of 39. Yeah, cosine of 39. Which, remember, it's asking us to simplify the trig expression and evaluate if possible. I could evaluate this, but I think I'm going to leave it simplified because it's not a special right triangle and it's not in our unit circle. So the only way we could evaluate it is with the calculator, but I don't wish to use the calculator. So we're just going to leave that as our simplified expression. Yeah. Woohoo. Celebrate. You got past the first problem. 1 out of 14. Now, number 2. 1 minus cosecant of theta and 1 plus cosecant of theta. Okay, so are we recognizing something? Something from algebra specifically. This is a quadratic, you could say. It's a binomial to be specific because, let's multiply it out because that's the first step we should be doing. Okay, let's start from here. 1 times 1 is 1. Negative cosecant of theta times 1 is negative cosecant of theta. Then we have 1 times cosecant of theta, which is just a positive cosecant of theta, which is just cosecant of theta. And then negative cosecant of theta times positive cosecant of theta is negative cosecant of theta. And make sure to put the squared. Negative cosecant squared of theta. Or negative cosecant of theta squared. Yep. Ooh, now look at this. Cosecant theta. Negative cosecant theta plus cosecant of theta. That's like a negative 1 plus 1. So we just cross those out. The reason I said it's a binomial is because it is a binomial. It's 2. So then, we go over here. 1 minus CSC. Now, remember, since this says simplify the trig expression and evaluate if possible. Now, I do not believe we can evaluate this further because we don't know what theta is. And there's no point because we already have the simplified version of this. Why go on when we have it right here? So 1 minus cosecant squared theta, or 1 minus cosecant theta squared, is our answer. Yep, simplified answer, remember. There's always a difference between a simplified answer and a solution answer. Just remember that. Alright, number 3. 1 plus tan square of 45. 1 plus tan square of 45 divided by 1 plus cotangent squared of 45. Divided by 1 plus. Okay. By the way, I'm going to be stopping the video after we solve this because if I did a whole video for all of this, it would take up a lot of storage on my phone. So I'm going to stop at increments depending on the pace of how we're getting through these problems. Right now we're almost at 10 minutes, so I'm going to stop it after this problem. Okay.